Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Nachristos, and in today's video I'll be showing you how I created this church flyer from the beginning to the end. Before we go on, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel, like and share this video so that more people can engage in this video. And if you are a first timer, welcome here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Without further ado, let's get the first thing we have to do is to define our image size, and I'm using a 4x5 Instagram portrait size, which is in pixels 10,080 by 1,350. Okay, so this is the design, and I'll not be using this for reference. So I want to set my grid lines where I want them to be. I want it to be at 14, and I want this to be at 86. Okay, and this will be in the middle, and this will be at 14, or I'll put it at 17, and I'll put this also at around 20. Sorry, I'll put this down here, yeah, around 88, or I'll leave it at 90. Yeah, so I'll bring this down here and we can begin. So the first thing I'll do is to bring in my text. I want to write in the contemporary first. The font I'll be using today is a Bebas font, so I want to search up Bebas. Is it Bebas I use the Go Bold? Okay, so I think I've forgotten the font I used. Let me check. Okay, so it's actually Go Bold, and I'll reduce the spacing. I'll reduce the spacing a bit. I'll put this here, and then I'll copy it and write service. Okay, so this will be here. I'll bring this up for reference, and then I'll increase the size until it matches a bit. Okay, and then service. Okay, I'll choose the color for the service, which is blue. Okay, the next thing I want to do is to bring in my shape, but instead of writing service, I'm going to write worship in the middle there. So I'll put this here, and then I'll copy this and write worship. I'll go to my keyboard symbols and I'll bring out these dots. So next thing I'll do is to change the font to this font I used here. Then I'll make my font black. I'll reduce the size, and I'll increase the spacing. I'll go to style and make this bold. So I'll reduce the font size again. Let me make this to be vibrant yellow. Okay, so I'll increase the length of this shape a bit, yeah, so that to contain the worship. Okay, so I'll take two of them and I'll rotate it a bit. All right, the next thing I want to do is to bring in this shape. I'll turn on my grid and I'll use this as a guideline. I'll curve the edges a bit. 15 is okay, and okay, I will just pick the color from the original image, this dark green. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is to bring in the image we'll be using. I'll go over to my Google Drive where I put the files. So I'll go over there and I'll choose the image. Okay, so with the help of this first design, I'll place the image. Okay, I guess this is okay. So I'll go over to my mask and then I'll use the grid lines to max him out. Okay, yeah, I think that is okay, so that he's inside the shape, or so that he looks like he's inside the shape. I'll push it to the edge. I'll push it inside a bit because of the edge of that other one. Okay, so next thing I'll do is to fade it. So I want to create a fade. I'll create a gradient. I'll create a gradient with just normal black and then a transparent color. Okay, so I'll line it up with this grid here, here and here. I'll take this down and I'll bring my grid up a bit. Okay, so you can see it made the edge straight. Now I want to change the color to this dark green here. Right, so I can expand this a bit and we have this. I actually want to make it darker. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm just going to lock all these layers. I'm going to add the text inside, Pastor Christian Rufus. Okay, so I'm going to change the color to white and I'll change the font to this font that we used before. I'm going to break the font like this and then I'll align it to the right side. I'm going to change the style to be bold and then we have this. Let me use this to align it. Okay, can just shift this here and I want to write lead pastor. So I'll change the font. I'll change the font style back and then I'll make the text small, the lead pastor text, because it's not that important. You can see in the Pastor Christian Rufus, the S doesn't touch the line of the grid, so because there's a space here, so you make sure you get rid of the space so it aligns properly. So the lead pastor, I want to increase the spacing a bit. and then with the help of my positioning tool, I'll position it right where I want it. Yeah. You can also create a shape pointing that he's the lead pastor. It's not necessary, but it adds an aesthetic vibe to what you are doing. So I'll just make this to be 90 degrees, and then I'll push it where the lead pastor is. It's too big, so I'll reduce the size a bit, and then I'll position it properly right there. Bring it down a bit. Okay, so there's something I like to do. I'll just come over here and take a slanted I'll take a slant here like this, and then I'll choose a different color that rhymes with the vibe. I'll change the font to the font of the contemporary, which is Go Bold Light, and then I'll just make this to be a bit bigger, and I'll put it right here like this. Okay, cool, we're getting somewhere. I also duplicate it, and then I'll make it a yellow color, and then I'll change the font also back to this font because it's a bit smaller and slimmer. So I'll reduce the size because it's a text, and then I'll delete some parts of it because I don't want it to be much, and then I'll increase the spacing just like this. I'll still reduce it a bit, and then with the help of my positioning tool, I'll position it where I want it to be. Okay, now I want to duplicate this face, this pastor, and then I want to put his face inside here like this. So I'll go over to, I just want his head to be inside, so I can increase it a bit. I will reduce the opacity, then I'll go over to mask. Now with the help of my grid, I'll use it to mask him out. So we have this. I'll make this bigger, stretch it out, make it bigger. Same with here, so that those parts of his body will not show. I will also do the same to the right side. Okay, I don't know. Coming out, this is his shadow, his shoulder. I'm just going to crop it. Okay, it's the other side, so alright, so I'll just increase this like this, and then I'll position it here. Okay, so I can now increase the opacity, and then I'll take it right down under this fade I created before. I want to remove the whites just a bit, then I'll make this monochrome, then I'll reduce the opacity, so you can see what you added at the back there, just a little highlight kind of. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. The next thing I want to add is these half tone patterns. Now if you want to add it to your design, you can check my videos, my former videos where I showed how to add texture. It's basically the same thing. So I will change this to black or any dark color, then I'll take this to the back. I want to crop out this part that is very dark, I don't want it to show, so I'll take it to the back. I'll reduce the opacity to like 8. I'll duplicate it and just put it somewhere else, take it to the back, duplicate it, put it somewhere else, take it to the back. I'll duplicate this, sorry, take it to the back, duplicate this, can change the size and take it to the back. Okay, so make sure you secure all of them so you have a nice half tone pattern at the back. Now okay, so I want to add in this. I will go over to hue and then change the hue to this color. Now I'll just position this right here, make sure it aligns with this other side. Okay, all right, so I want to add a drop shadow to this. I will increase the blur and then I'll make it to fade out a bit. Then I'll write 30th July with this. I'm going to align it to the center and then I'll remove this style. You can zoom in to make sure you properly place it in the center of this. Okay, so you have that. The next thing we're going to be adding are the details, which I don't know of her, so I will use this to actually look at it. Okay, this was down. Take this down. I'm not sure this was the color of the main one. Nope. So I'll just grab this color. Okay, make sure that was secure. So the next thing I want to do is to add in these details. And okay, yeah, I missed something. It is back. So from this pattern we created, I want to remove a whole lot of it, yeah, and then I'll make this to be like this, and I'll take it to the back of the pastor, to his back. I want to add something that will make it very nice. Okay, and then I'll change the color to yellow. The yellow color we use as gone. Okay, it's still here, to yellow. And then what I did was to go over to inner shadow, change the color to orange, reduce the blur radius, and then change the X offset to when it cuts half like this. Exactly. And then I want to reduce the spacing like this. I want to reduce the spacing, increase the size, and increase the padding a bit. So and then I place it at his back. Okay, all right. This Sunday, next thing I want to add are the details. This Sunday 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This Sunday 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now one thing you should know in this design is to always make sure that your elements are well aligned. To make sure that they are well aligned. Alignment is key in any design that you do, so make sure that they are all aligned. So I'll push this so that it touch the grid line, and then I'll duplicate it and then I'll write the second address, which is Church Auditorium plot 175, Church Auditorium plot 175, Ada George Road, Port Harcourt. Okay. Mind you, this is not my church. It's from where I got the design idea from. Okay, so I will just make this church auditorium to be thick or to be bold. Alright, I will just use the font I used before, which was Poppins. I'll go with Poppins regular, and then I'll reduce the font to 15. Plot 175 came first. Okay. Alright, so okay, so I think I'll make all of them thicker, which I'll use another Poppins variant. I'll have to use the Poppins semi-bold for this, and I'll increase the spacing a bit, and then I'll put this there. So okay, I'll reduce the spacing a bit. So it's okay. So we have this. The next thing is Rethink Church, which is the same font with this. Rethink Church. Sorry. New message series, ministering pastor, new message series. I'll reduce the size of this. Okay, so if you are still watching, kindly subscribe if you haven't, and like this video if you haven't. Alright, the next thing I did was just to copy this and forgetting name. Okay, Royal Christian Family, Royal Christian Family without the space. This should be the handle. So just reduce this a bit. What I did here was to add a text background. I made it very light, like this should be okay. Then I increase the padding. Increase your padding to like 8 or 7 is okay. Then increase your radius to like 10. Okay. Alright, so place this down here. where the other one ends. Okay, so the next thing I'll do is to bring in these social media icons. I'll just crop it, choose the color, then I have to choose a darker color for this. Then I'll go over to go back to erase color, erase the white part of the design, and then I'll place the social media icons right down here. Remember to align it very well. And yeah, this one more thing, just to copy this guy, make him big a bit, and then change the rotation, reduce the saturation, take it to the back, and then reduce it, and you have this. And you can also go and add something else. I copied this contemporary and made it pure white. I made the text big, very big, and placed it here. Just place it to be above the image, and then you can reduce the opacity a bit. And then yeah, that's exactly how I came up with this design. And you can go ahead and use Lightroom to color grade and to do everything, and then you come up with something like this or better. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you learned something new. Like I said before, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, follow, like this video and share it to other people. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.